Have you ever heard how Lord Krishna himself came to live in Udupi, blessing devotees in the form of a little child? It is a story filled with a mother's longing, divine miracles, and the endless grace of little Krishna. Hello friends, my name is Srihari. Today on our channel, I am going to tell you the beautiful story of Udupi Krishna, how the most beloved form of baby Krishna came from Dwaraka to Udupi, and why millions of devotees still flock there even today. So, let's begin. In Mathura, after the great events of Krishna's birth, his mother Devaki was filled with mixed emotions. She had seen Krishna only as a newborn, and then fate had separated them. After Kamsavada, though Krishna was by her side from then on, like any mother, her heart longed for something more. She wished to see her Krishna as a little child, toddling, smiling, playing with butter in his tiny hands, which she missed witnessing. Lord Krishna, full of compassion, wanted to fulfill this tender wish of his mother. So, he asked the divine architect Vishwakarma to carve a murti of himself, not as a mighty king, not as a warrior, but as Balagopala, sweet cowherd child of Vrindavan. This beautiful Vigraha, glowing with divinity, was first worshipped by Devaki herself. Her heart overflowed with joy, for through this murti she could always see Krishna's childhood leelas. Later, Krishna gifted this murti to his beloved queen Rukmini Devi in Dwaraka. After the Antardhana of Sri Krishna in his divine Dwaraka, still this murti had a long journey planned for his true devotees. When Arjuna, Krishna's dear friend, built a temple at Rukminivana, he placed the Vigraha there and worshipped it with devotion. For many years it was adored and celebrated there. But as time passed, centuries rolled by, civilizations changed, wars came and went, and sadly, the murti was lost, buried deep in layers of sacred Gopi Chandana clay. Sailors, unaware of its divine nature, found this lump of clay on the shore. To them, it was just a large stone. They used it as ballast in their ship, not knowing they carried the very form of Krishna himself within. One day, a great storm arose on the western coast of India. The sea raged with terrifying force. Waves rose like mountains, lightning split the skies, and thunder rolled like the voice of Rudra himself. A merchant ship sailing nearby was caught in this fury. The sailors panicked, crying out for help. But who could save them from such an ocean's wrath? At that very time, Sri Madhvacharya, the great king and founder of the Dvaita philosophy, was on the shores of Maipuri near Udupi. With his divine intuition, he already knew that the ship carried something very special. The murti of his beloved Lord Krishna, hidden within a block of Gopi Chandana clay. Calm and radiant like a glowing sun amidst the storm, Madhvacharya raised his hands in prayer. This powerful voice began chanting the sacred verses he had composed, the Dwadasha Stotra, 12 shlokas in the praise of Lord Krishna. As his voice thundered across the winds, nature itself bowed down. The roaring sea became calm, the winds softened, and the ship was gently guided to the shore, safe and sound. The very same day, The composition of Dwadasa Stotra had flowed from his heart, as if Krishna himself had inspired him to sing those praises. The great field sailors fell at the feet of the Acharya, offering him all their cargo. But Madhvacharya, his unshakable vision, pointed to one particular piece, the huge block of Gopi Chandana clay. He declared, "Inside this lies my Lord Krishna, waiting to give darshan to the world." And with deep reverence, he requested that it be given to him. The disciples tried lifting the block of clay, but it was impossibly heavy. Yet, when Madhvacharya touched it with devotion, it moved with ease, as if the Lord himself wished to be carried in his hands. With great care, the Acharya brought it to Udupi. As he began to peel away the hardened clay, a dazzling golden light shone forth. From within emerged the most enchanting murti of Balagopala. Little Krishna, holding butter in his hand, anklets shining on his tiny feet, a mischievous smile upon his lips. The devotees wept in joy, their hearts overflowing with gratitude. Madhvacharya installed this divine form in Udupi and entrusted its service to the Ashtamathas, 8 monasteries who even today take turns every 2 years to serve Krishna with devotion. The temple of Udupi became not just a place of worship but a place of learning, service, and love. Every devotee was welcomed and fed Krishna's prasadam, a tradition that continues unbroken till today. And later, the saint poet Kanakadasa proved that Krishna's grace is for all. When he was denied entry into the temple because of his birth, Krishna himself turned around and gave him darshan through a small window, now famous as Kanakanakiriki. Even today, millions go at that window, feeling Krishna's loving eyes upon them. Dear friends, the story of Udupi Krishna teaches us something very deep. Just like the murti was hidden inside a block of clay, sometimes God's presence may seem hidden in our lives. But with true devotion, patience, and faith, He will reveal Himself to us. It also shows us that Krishna never forgets the longing of his devotees, whether it was Devaki's motherly wish, Madhvacharya's seva, or Kanakadasa's playful heart. Whenever we call him with love, he surely comes to us. So next time you hear of Udupi, remember, it's not just a temple. It's a living presence of Krishna as a peaceful child, smiling at the world we are seeing everyone. This was today's story from me, Sri Hari. See you again with another tale from our culture and tradition. Till then, let's keep remembering Krishna in our hearts.
वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. राधे कृष्णा.